Choosing the right breed. This is a question that unfortunately a lot of people don't really ask. The key to this is really whether or not you understand what those specific breeds are not, and what those specific breeds need. Now, in my personal opinion, there needs to be more emphasis on the human side. Now, that's what I focuses on in educating humans on what dogs want, need, and desire in order to be happy, fulfilled, and well behaved. And we focus on that through dog psychology and understanding how to communicate and understand dog language. So that this way we're providing dogs what it is that they want from a dog perspective, number one, primarily from a dog perspective, but also from a breed or breeds perspective, if they're like a mixed breed, you know? So all dogs as a whole need specific. And I mean, this is, we could go into this in more depth. And if you guys have any questions, and I would love to hear your opinions on this as well, just don't argue with me because no, not so famo. No, I'm just kidding. But I would love to hear your opinions on it. But, you know, dogs as a whole need leadership. They need direction, bounds, and limits. They need work, mental and or physical. So those are the main areas that as a dog they need. Now, certain breeds require certain other things. So for example, when we're talking about a specific type of dog, such as a cattle dog, and I use this very often because cattle dogs have a specific job. Now they're bred specifically to do a specific task, which is to herd cattle, to herd sheep. That's their job. So unfortunately, unless you live on a farm and that's what they're doing, those instincts are not being fulfilled. So oftentimes those dogs go down the wrong path. They start hurting people, they start hurting other animals, they start becoming aggressive. And è perché un cerone so che aveva bisogno un canuzzo. You're not providing what that dog requires as a breed. Now, again, from a rescue perspective, when people come in and they're interested, a lot of times people are interested in the dog based on the way they look. Okay. Oh, sai che cosa saporita, cosa bello. This is more responsibility, guys. Devi essere responsabile. You got to be responsible to understand what is it that this dog provide, what this dog needs, and then provide it for them. So if we're talking again about a cattle dog or a sheep herding dog of sorts, one of the things that you need to make sure you provide them is extensive amount of physical slash mental stimulation. So you want to make sure that that dog is being mentally and physically challenged, mentally and physically stimulated, mentally and physically worked, mentally and physically fulfilled. Okay. So that this way, they are not trying to find a different outlet to release those instincts, to release that pent up energy. And that's not just for cattle dog, this is for different types of breeds as well. So whether it's retrievers, guard dogs, I mean, pit bulls, fighting dogs, that's one of the problems with why pit bulls go down the wrong path oftentimes, because pit bulls back in the day were bred to fight. That was their job. So if we don't channel those instincts in a more productive fashion, if we don't channel those instincts in and teach them that that's not what you do, this is how you're going to get rid of those instincts. This is how you're going to be fulfilled. They won't fight like my boy Socks. You know what I'm saying? Socks was came to me with a lot of issues, and you know, I when I first got him, I was definitely not qualified. You know, not only did I not live in a house, I did not have a yard at all. You know, and which is a mistake that oftentimes I see with people that are adopting these big dogs when it comes to like having a yard. I guess news for you: having a yard is not stimulating; it actually makes things worse. So, you know, I wasn't qualified. Knowledge base, I was nothing. Experience, I had nothing. You know, setup, I didn't. I lived in a condo. You know what I mean? I didn't have a backyard and nothing. But the one thing that taught me, and the one thing that I know that maybe those people saw in me, I'm not exactly sure. But the one thing it taught me was that I have to bust my ass in multiple ways, which is why Socks became what he is now, is because I mentally and physically stimulated him. I applied direction, bounds, and limits. I earned his trust and respect by establishing myself as a leader the right way. You know, I earned it from him. It's that, you know, changing my mental state, changing my emotional state. That's why he became what he is, you know, and transformed himself from what he was into what he is now is for that reason. So the two things that I really want to preface when it comes to people going into like a specific type of breed is you got to be willing to put in the work. Don't just say, parlare, fare bu bu bu, don't don't just talk about it. You gotta actually do it. So this kind of ties in, whether it's, what kind of breed you get, or whether you're just getting a dog in general. Very, very, very important is you have to make sure you have time. O tempo, metodo rojo. You got to make sure you have time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip taken from an upcoming episode of our podcast, Barking for Balance, which premieres every Thursday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out. It's really cool. You could also listen to the podcast on all major platforms. Links are down below in the description. Make sure you also follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Links also down below for all content that we don't post on YouTube.